Donald Trump's hush money sentencing is delayed till after the election. Holy moly. I'm glad we were live for an extra hour today, because here it is, the news. Donald Trump's will not be sentenced on September 18th. We have been talking to Tom Fitton, Julie Kelly, Mike Davis, all of our legal experts. Will Donald Trump go to prison? I want to see Trump fight emojis in the chat. Roll them, baby. Roll them. Trump fight emojis in the chat. Donald Trump sentencing delayed. Donald Trump will not go to prison before the election. This is wild. Massive breaking news. Let's go ahead and read. This is happening right now. This is breaking seconds ago. President Trump, I'm just reading the last lines. Of here. Ordered the defendant motion set aside jury verdict to dismiss indictments will be handed down off calendar on November 12th. Further order that the sentencing of the matter will now happen on November 26th at 10 a.m. Further order that the defendant's motion to preclude the people from filing pre-sentence is denied. The people's submission, if any, the court seal pursuant. This is remarkable. This is not a decision this court makes lightly, but a decision that, in this court's view, best advances the interests of justice, is the final written line, saying that right now we are fraught with complexities, rendering the requirement of the sentencing hearing should be necessary and difficult to execute. Saying effectively, they want to lock up Donald Trump. This is what they're trying to lock. They're trying to lock up Donald Trump, but they wouldn't have the capacity to do it. They don't know how they would do it. Should be necessary, difficult to execute. That's what that means. Thus, in accordance with on the grounds submitted to the defendant, the reason of adjournment provided the people unique time frame in matter currently finds itself in, the decision motion of the sentences will be adjourned and avoided the appearance, however unwanted, that the proceeding has been affected or seeks to affect the presidential election in which the defendant is a candidate. There it is. The court is fair and impartial. This is breaking news right now, ladies and gentlemen. As we read through this, please go back one page there, Klein. Let's follow along. The court is fair and impartial and an apolitical institution, LOL. Adjoining decision on the motion of sentencing is such required should dispel any suggestion that the court will have issue and decision imposed sentence to give an advantage or to create disadvantage for any political party or candidate or office. Adjournment for the sentencing is routinely granted, often several times, number of criminal matters pending the courthouse, particularly when unopposed, for reasons ranging from personal circumstances to scheduling needs of parties involved. Given the unique facts and circumstances of this case, there is no reason the defendant should be treated any differently than any other. So what they're saying here is because Trump is running for president, we are going to acknowledge that. It's amazing how we got to this point. We're going to acknowledge that Trump is running for president, and we're going to treat him like he's the presidential candidate, which he is. He's the only rightful presidential candidate, because Kamala Harris is totally illegitimate. So they have delayed the sentencing. Mike Davis has regularly been on this program predicting that Donald Trump would be put in jail, that they were going to throw Trump into Rikers Island. And many of the legal professionals on this matter have said that that is a real possibility, and that they were really planning on putting Trump in prison before the election. What is this? This is an admission that they can't pull it off, and that they're too scared that Trump will win. Also, they're too scared about what this would do for Trump's polls, I believe. If you were to sit me down and say, dollars to donuts, what do you think is really happening here? I would say, well, you want to put Donald Trump's already skyrocketing in the polls. You want to put him up by 50 points. You want him to get a 40-state landslide. Put him in an orange jumpsuit before the election. Let him run from a prison cell. Make him Nelson Mandela, modern day Nelson Mandela. That is how you do it. That is how you guarantee it. And maybe they're like, maybe they're trying to make sure that they don't do that, which would maybe be the only smart thing I've seen them do in quite a while. More breaking news. Okay. Court victories for RFK. Wow. Here we go from Charlie Kirk. Huge breaking. The Michigan Appeals Court has just mandated that the Michigan Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, who is a really, really abhorrent cretin, Jocelyn Benson remove RFK's name from the ballot in that state. This is the same Secretary of State that worked unsuccessfully to remove Cornel West's name from the ballot. Also breaking, North Carolina Court of Appeals have also ordered RFK Jr.'s name taken off the general election ballot. The ruling will force mail-out ballots that were to be reprinted. They were sent to go out today. Big W's. So huge W's, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, RFK has endorsed President Trump. They will be campaigning together. And RFK sent out a very lengthy email last night to his supporters on their private email list for explaining why they need to vote for Trump and not vote for RFK, even if you're in one of these states that still have his name on the ballot. But now RFK's name is being taken off the ballot. This is obviously a good thing and is not paradoxical at all when it comes to our programming, because RFK has said he is not running for president. He is dropping out in these critical states, and he does not wish to have his name on the ballot. That should also be a right of the candidates and American, like an American. And Donald Trump has a right to run for president and not be chained to a courthouse the entire time he's doing this. And RFK, if he wishes to drop out of the race, should be able to say, I don't want my name on the ballot because I'm not running anymore, which he did. They're simply keeping it on the ballot because it hurts Trump far more than it hurts Kamala, and that's what the math shows. So this is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the breaking news on what we just covered live. Juan Merchan, the hush money trial judge, you may recall, totally and completely compromised by his Democrat donor daughter, who works for Kamala Harris. What does that mean? Has delayed the sentencing for Donald Trump till after the election. Here we go.
Right, John.
Always good to see the secretary. Yes, this is some breaking news coming from the New York City courts. Judge Juan Merchan, who has been the presiding judge over former President Trump's so-called hush money case, has made a determination that he is not going to go ahead with the September 18th sentencing date for the former president, that it will be delayed until after the election. This had been a really fraught decision for this judge, because people had observed, Sandra, that if he had have gone ahead with the sentencing, then the former president could have accused him of meddling in an election. And if he decided to delay the sentencing until after the election, no doubt he would get hit by a lot of accusations that he was acting in Donald Trump's political interests as opposed to in the interests of justice. But the breaking news coming to us just a couple of minutes ago, Judge Juan Merchan, the presiding judge in the so-called hush money case with Stormy Daniels, has decided to delay the sentencing for the former president until after the November election. This is a big decision, Sam.
Man, this is wow. This is wild. Very, very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. I'm telling you, we live in biblical times. We live in biblical times. We do not fight flesh and blood. We fight spiritual battles. It is darkness that we are battling against. And the only way you conquer darkness is, and you conquer the king of lies, is to speak truth, right? That is it. You speak the truth. You stand on the truth. And salt and light, right? A lot of salt. A lot of salt on this program. I used to get giant salt shakers around here. Man, we didn't have a single salt that lib in this program. There's going to be a lot of salty libs on this decision. Holy moly. I bet this is causing absolute meltdowns